Hey everybody, it's Cindy here, and I often have people talk to me about how they just don't have time for everything they want to do, and they're stretched too thin, and time flies, and all that kind of thing. And so I know with all the things that you're juggling in your life, that time management is a critically critical issue. And so I wanted to offer some tips today, moving into the weekend, to help you manage your time better. And you may have tried all of these things before, or maybe you never have, but if you have an awesome tip about time management, I'd love it if you'd share it um, on this post. So we can all learn from each other. So one of the ways that to look at all of life is to remember that we all have 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Nobody has more time than another person. And we don't know how long we're going to live. Some of us live to be 100, some of us die when we're 20. So in terms of lifelong time, we don't know how much time we have. But while we're living our day to day lives, we're all given the same amount of time. And so you might notice how some people, really maximize their time and seem to get 1,000 things done. And then other people are barely functioning with the time that they have. And so, what's different about the people? Well, some people are more driven than other people, but also there's some people just manage time better. And what are some of the things that people do to manage their time better? Let's talk about that. So, number one, you want to put systems in place. Systems. Turn your life into a bunch of systems that save you time. What do I mean by this? For example, we all have laundry, right? We all have laundry to sort and clean. And so, even the sorting process, what a lot of people do is they pile laundry all up, either scatter it all over the place in several bathrooms, several closets, several this, several that, and then they gather it all up or they pile it all up high in their laundry room or whatever. And what you could do is simply have three laundry baskets, or one of those divider things with three kind of netted bags hanging right in your laundry room or near it, and a designated place for everybody in the house to throw their laundry, either in basket number one or bag number one, number two, or number three. And those being three different temperatures that we typically do most of our laundry in, right? Either the cold load, the warm load, or the hot load, or the white loads and the dark loads, or maybe you have a jeans load and a towel load, whatever your categories are. But set up the number of baskets or containers for the different kinds of loads that you're going to do. And then as you use clothes and towels and things and you're done using them, put them in immediately in the designated bag or basket. So then your laundry is sorted constantly as you go along. And then when it's laundry time, the bags are full, the baskets are full, you have a full load, then you can simply put it in and you don't need to spend 30 minutes sorting laundry before you can even get started, or even wondering where stuff is and that kind of thing. So that's a simple system to save you some time. Another system is think about your food preparation. Many people like to cook up a lot of food on a Sunday, for example, to get ready for the Monday through Friday week. And there's lots of ways to do this. My beloved, for example, he grills a lot of meat on Sunday nights or on Sundays many times. So he has the pork chops are done, the brats are done, the burgers are done, everything's done, chicken breast, whatever he wants for the week is done ahead of time. It's all grilled up and ready in the fridge, so he can just pull out a piece of whatever protein he wants, and then he can make some simple sides, either a side salad or some minute rice or something quick, and boom, he's got a meal every night in 5 to 10 minutes, instead of every night grilling for 25 minutes or 30 minutes or baking something for half an hour or an hour or whatever, and he's ready to go. So that's kind of a system. Other people make a big pot of soup on the weekends, and then they put them in little containers for their lunches, right? A lunch size container of soup for every day of the week, and then boom, their lunches are made for the week. Another way to look at this, is whenever you're browning a pound of hamburger, for example, for a recipe, maybe for a casserole or something, go ahead and brown 2 pounds of hamburger, because then you have 2 pounds of hamburger browned. You can use the 1 pound for the meal that you're planning right then, the casserole or whatever it is, and then save the other pound of browned hamburger. Maybe 3 or 4 days from now, you're going to have some kind of spaghetti or pasta dish, and you want to put that meat in your sauce. And so it's already done. You don't need to now do it again, brown again, get another pound, whatever. You can just do it all at once. Then you can buy bigger packages of meat also, which is generally cheaper, more bulk, whatever. So, there's lots of ways. Or have tacos one night with, ground beef and make a vegetable beef soup another night, whatever. But cook once, eat twice is the what that's called, the system. Cook once, eat twice. So that another way to look at that is to make more than you need for one meal. The smaller your family is or your household is, the easier this is to do. I realize some of you have large households and you can't cook up 4 pans of things ahead of time necessarily. But anyway, so to think how you can make your cooking or your meal prep more of a system for you, so it's easier and less time consuming. Another one is financially set up a financial system that saves you time. So only pay bills like every Monday or the first of every month or the 15th of every month, whenever, based on what your system is, or what your schedule is of your bills. You don't have to be writing a bill every few days or 10 times a month. You can sit down and do the first 2 weeks of the month and then sit down and do the last 2 weeks of the month, or once a month. Or you might want to get everything set up electronically to go automatically. I mean, there's no need to fear this. There's so many safety, security systems in place now because this is the way of our world now. So you can automate almost everything, just about everything probably in your life. So you might want to check into that. So it's all set up so everything automatically just gets paid every month. I started doing this. I was a bit of a dinosaur. I didn't start doing this until a couple years ago when I traveled. I traveled for several months and I wasn't home to get mail and all of this stuff. And so I set everything up automatically, and I resisted it a bit at first. And then I realized the time I was saving, the effort I was saving. And you can still get online and watch everything coming and going and making sure the bills are correct and that you're keeping enough money in your account to, I would sit down once a week and get online and look at everything and know what was coming from the email notices I was receiving about the bills that were going to be taken out of the account, to make sure I had the money sitting there ready. And it didn't take much time. It was much quicker and much more efficient than sitting and writing out checks, check after check after check after check all month long. And so that can save you money, or time. So put systems in place in your life, in your daily life, in any area you choose: cleaning, laundry, cooking, bill paying, yard work. Any kind of system you can put in to your routine will likely save you time. So another area to look at is how you're using your calendar. Now, I don't know about you, but I know most people, what they put in their calendar is when, I have to pick up this kid from here, or when the concert is at school, or when the doctor's appointment is for me, or when so-and-so needs a ride, or when I'm due for that board meeting that evening, or when the committee is getting together to organize this event. And you put all those things in your calendar and then you do them, right? You do them. Well, then what comes later? Then you decide, well, if I still have time, I'll go to the yoga class at the gym. Or if I still have time, I'll do Zumba for 30 minutes in front of the television. And so what happens is you don't end up doing that a lot of times because it's not in your calendar. Something else distracts you, someone else's need comes up, or you get too tired, or you even forget that was something that you might have wanted to do in your free moment that day. whatever. So I would suggest that you incorporate in your calendar things that are important to you that you wouldn't normally put in your calendar. So like if you want to make sure you're exercising 3 times a week, get it in there, put it in the calendar. Put it as consistently, routinely in your calendar as possible so it becomes as much of a habit as like brushing your teeth after breakfast in the morning. So use your calendar to your advantage. Don't just put in there the things that are your have-tos, but also put, or what you think are your have-tos, but also put in the things that you want to do. Reading time, meditation time, whatever. Going out with the girls to have dinner. Um, you know, shooting pool with the guys, whatever it is, doesn't matter what it is, but get it in your calendar like you do everything else. Make appointments with yourself, make appointments for your hobbies, make appointments for your self-care, and all those things in addition to all the meetings and work obligations and family obligations and community organization obligations and things like that that you have agreed to in your life. And get them in there, and then you're much more likely to do them. And that's wonderful. That'll help you create more balance. The other thing I would say is look at your technology time. How much time every day are you spending engaged in technology? Now, this could be your television, watching television. This could be checking emails, scrolling through Facebook or any other social media. How much time are you spending texting, calling, those kinds of things, and just take a look at that. Some people like to structure 30 minutes a day for their email, and that is the 30 minutes they're on email, and then they get off of it and get away from it. Some people schedule their Facebook time or their Instagram time, and just, every night at 9 o'clock, they're on there for 15 to 30 minutes, and then they get off and they're done. But a lot of people, most people, it's much more likely that you're someone who kind of 5 minutes here, 10 minutes here, I'll check email 14 times a day on my phone. I'll return this email and then I'll get back to that other one, or I'll quickly see, do I have any emails I need to respond right now? And then you'll go back over the list again because you forgot 4 hours ago what was there, and then there's a couple more new things there. Or you wait 3 days and don't check it, and then you've got 50 in there, and it starts to get overwhelming. And anyway, we can waste a lot of time going back and forth and in and out of technology, and then think we don't have any time. We don't know where the time goes, so to speak. So you might put some boundaries and scheduling around those kinds of things, and really limit yourself to what feels good and a good balance for your life. Last thing I'll say for today is I want you to ask yourself this powerful question. Where am I over functioning? Where am I over functioning? What do I mean by this? I mean, where in your life, whether it's at work, at home, anywhere, where are you overdoing for other people, things that they can do for themselves? And I don't mean just little personal favors, but I mean, where are you consistently overdoing for other people? Maybe you're doing other people's jobs because they're under functioning at work. Maybe you're working too hard at home, and others could be stepping up and sharing the load with you of the household responsibilities and things like that. Maybe you're just trying way too hard in some area in your life. You're just overdoing it. You don't need to try so darn hard. So really ask yourself that question, where am I over functioning? And I would like you to decide, do I need to delegate things? Is there something in that area or those areas I'm over functioning that I can and ought to be delegating, where we'll all benefit from that new balance? Or what can I dump? In other words, get rid of, forget about, let go of completely. Something that you don't really need to be doing, that isn't really necessary or life-giving to you, that you just have been doing because you've been doing it and trying way too hard and that kind of thing. So where you're over functioning, ask yourself, how am I over functioning? What areas, and why am I over functioning? Is there really a good reason that I'm putting myself through this? And then start to make some decisions to shift that around. So there's some tips for you to give yourself more time, create more time in the 24/7 that we're all given. And I hope that is helpful. Please share your ideas also so others and I can benefit. And if you'd like more information on this, my workshop this month is going to be on this very topic. I'm calling it the art of calendar control. It's all about time management, and that is on Tuesday, April 24th at 7 o'clock at the Lavender House in Lawrence. So look for posts about that, notices about that, and I will talk to you again soon. Bye.